Bop! Howdy hey, this is Frakbox, and I'm here with TruBluBlur.
Long time no see.
We're just continuing our Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. We've just obtained the double claw shots, and now the world's our oyster.
We can do things with it. Wonderful things.
Things,
I can remember what they need to be.
Things. Climbing, claw-shotting everywhere. Boop. Alright, so now we can, so I guess we just...
He's got to be on the ceiling for a reason, right?
Yeah. He can rotate.
Yes, he can. He can spin while he's up there.
It doesn't make much sense at all, but unless there's like a rotator function on there. No? Okay. Why?
There might be
Maybe
like
you're
inside the hand thing. I don't know.
Maybe they were planning on you using that during the boss fight or something, but I couldn't imagine.
No, because the gate opened to allow me up to it after I killed him.
Yeah, okay. There we go.
Oh, I missed.
Oh, that was nearly the death of...
It was very close.
Okay.
Alright, I gotta get
back
up here.
Darn.
I know what happened, though. I aimed a little too close to the bottom edge, and he didn't have quite enough room for a handhold to grab on.
Flew a little too far from the sun.
Something like that.
We're the Anti-icarus.
Something like that. I don't even
yeah, you might
know.
have to aim a little higher up.
Yeah.
Hope you don't hit the... Okay. The propeller.
Indeed. Alright, this fan is turned off. We can leave.
Good. Yeah, because that's where we fell down from, right?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that one room was just a boss fight.
Indeed.
Huh.
And now we have the double while we're in here, so I should be able to do a lot more.
So are all of these creatures in service to that dragon that we saw?
I think at least some of them are. I don't know about all.
Yeah, the Lizalfos.
Yeah.
I would assume they are.
I would as well.
Otherwise, why would they be here? I mean, that one could fly.
It could, in fact.
That's because birds of a feather flock together.
Something like that. Lizalfos of a feather.
Lizards. They're all in on something. If you look at their eyes, they got those shifty eyes, you know.
You're
Those
right.
lizards. Oh, look at that! That guy's on the wall.
Yeah, he sure is.
Oh.
I don't think I need his help because I think they're for getting down and I'm going up.
Yeah.
I just gotta make sure I pay attention to what I'm doing.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense that there was these platforms as we were going down. I noticed that there were these, or not platforms, these grab
grabby
handles,
things.
these grab things.
All right, let's turn this on.
Ooh.
Now I can get off of it.
This is where we died before, right?
Yes.
But now we have the power to cheat death.
Kinda though.
Let's see. I wonder if you.
There's another one way up there, and I want to go and get it.
Okay.
Gotta figure out how to get up there though.
Maybe if you. Okay.
I don't
So
see
if
a
you
way up.
grab the chicken, and you float over to that other platform, maybe, like
Okay.
way across the room.
Can I do that from
I
up
think that's what
here?
they're hoping that you do.
Okay. I can't have the chicken while I'm up here.
Oh. you just dropped.
I just dropped it.
Oh. Well, it's a good thing he can fly.
Yeah,
Sort
no
of.
kidding. All right.
You know, the fact that they're able to flap their wings and kind of like keep you floating down softly enough, like the physics on that, like if they actually had the power to hold a human person while, you know, kind of gliding, right?
Yeah.
They should theoretically be able to fly if they're able to make that much lift. And the fact that they appear to be fairly flightless.
I think they can fly.
Can they? Well, I guess they are in the city in the clouds, so how
Yeah.
else would they have gotten here? Unless they were breathed here on the like kind of like the Nords were breathed onto the throat of the world, you know, from Skyrim lore.
Right.
But or supposedly they were, I guess. We're going down?
Didn't I just open that?
Yeah, I thought you did. Maybe it only activates for a little bit?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, so you have to quickly get over there.
Okay, I'm going to drop down.
Oh, there we go. Look at that.
Is there something inside? There is. I'm going to
Why are
do
there
it this
two?
way. So that it's symmetrical.
They could have just put it right above. I guess that would have messed with the, I don't know. Yeah, aesthetics, I guess, like you said. So, okay, well, there's...
Okay, I gotta... These things fall when you get on them.
Oh.
They slowly slide down off of the black part of the rod.
Okay,
So I gotta go from one to the other. They
Yeah,
are targetable.
Looks like it alternates, though.
Yes.
So... Ooh. Oh, they fall like they're gonna completely, like, drop it forever.
Yes.
Oh, into the void. I think you're okay.
I'm safe.
You're
Okay.
okay to let go, I think. Oh, they just keep going.
Yes, they do.
Wow.
Hi
Well,
there.
There's no going back that way. Is this a key? It's a compass.
Shows me
Oh.
where stuff is on
Well,
the
good.
map.
We know which way is north up here in the sky, because that's super useful.
Shows me where there's treasure chests and things like that.
That kind of reminds me of
And where the boss key is.
back in
the
Dungeons
boss
and Dragons,
door,
at least
rather.
3.5. I don't know if this was a thing that happened in later editions, but
Mm.
dwarves were overpowered.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they were so overpowered. They must have like wanted a lot of people to play dwarves or something in 3.5 D&D. But one of the abilities they had were that they could tell which way was north the same way that like with the same level of ease that a human could tell which way is north. So they can tell which way is north underground, I mean.
Gotcha.
So like they just know which way is north underground. Just with the same ease that like, because I know which way is north generally most of the time, although I don't travel a lot. So you know what amazes me is that so few people have kind of a sense of cardinal direction.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely one of those. I don't know what it is about it, but I just don't really have the ability.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, when I guess wherever I am, like, if I'm aware of which way is north, I guess I just keep that on my mind.
Yeah.
Because it's just, like, it's just such useful information. Like, my mind just has to keep it there, I guess. So...
Yeah, I don't know. It's just not something I can do.
Yeah.
I have a horrible sense of direction.
Huh.
I get lost very easily.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I necessarily get lost less than the average person. Like, if I'm in a new area, I just know which way is north.
Yeah.
Generally. Because my mind mentally kept track of that. Right?
Gotcha.
But I wouldn't necessarily know, like, how far I am as far as kilometers or miles away from something, right? I guess I do kind of know that, like, being in the Pacific Northwest, like, I've been here, like, 99 or 95% of my life, basically. So,
yeah.
so long as I'm basically somewhere between, I don't know, Eugene and Portland, I basically have a fairly good understanding of where I am at all times. So it's and I kind of like my internal compass sort of points towards Gesundheit.
Excuse me.
My internal compass actually points towards Portland.
Gotcha.
So like I orientate myself based on like which direction is Portland, and therefore which direction is that. So most of my life I've basically lived south of Portland.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Or like in Portland, or like in a surrounding, suburb of Portland or something.
Yeah.
So for me, Portland is the way to orientate. I've literally, like, very rarely have I ever gone north of Portland. Like into Washington, basically.
Yeah.
Because it's like Portland's right on the border.
It is,
with
yes, indeed.
Oregon and Washington. So I just don't travel a lot. I think I've been in Washington. Like I've crossed the river to go into the border of Washington. I could count it on one hand.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. It's just Oregon is pretty great, all things considered. There's not a whole lot of reason to leave. I mean, even given the tree allergies, the pollen and whatnot.
It could certainly be worse.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that like the problems that Oregon has are well worth staying here. There's not as many people as there are like on the East Coast, for example. There's not as many people as there are in California.
That's for sure.
Um,
Also, California's just kind of grungy and dirty all the time because it never rains.
Oof. Yeah, the rain is nice, so everything's all nice and green. The
Yeah.
air stays fairly pure compared to the rest of everywhere else.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it's actually so nice that all the Californians are moving up here and buying all our houses. And driving up rent prices everywhere. And of course, it's not really their fault. Well, I guess it kind of is, but it's not really. It's more, well, I almost went on a political rant there. But it's not necessarily specific, like, it's not really a demographic of people's fault.
No, it's not.
It's more societal stuff. But
I know that is a button that I hang from, just like the other ones that I just did a few minutes ago.
yeah, there must be a way to do it.
I can't reach it.
Maybe something will present itself eventually.
Maybe.
But yeah, so like, we also don't have a sales tax,
Yeah.
which is everything. Like, the price that everything's listed at is the price it is.
Yeah.
And it's so weird because the job that I do, I basically, I don't really work sales, but I kind of work a sales adjacent job. So I don't actually sell anything, but I provide support for a store. So I provide more like stock and orders and things like that. So
yeah, for sure.
when people from other states call in and they're just like, hey, what's the price of this with sales tax? And I'm just like, yeah, I can calculate that. Just give me like a minute. You know, because I have to like go online and find a sales tax calculator, basically.
Right. Yeah.
And I have to look up the sales tax rate for the zip code that the store is at, basically. Which just is a whole process, and it's just like, why can't it just list the sales tax price for everything?
Yeah,
like,
that would be convenient.
What is the aversion to doing that? I just don't understand. It would be so much more convenient. Just say, like, this is the price, and this is the price after sales tax. Like,
yeah.
that would fulfill the law, right? Like, is there some sort of law about, like... Because since I've lived in Oregon pretty much all my life, just having a sales tax, like, sure, I can see why a sales tax is good. Like, I understand the whole point behind sales taxes. It's hard to wrap my mind around why that's necessary, I guess. Or not why it's necessary, just, like... Why it's not done
it isn't specified,
way.
yeah.
Is there a part of like sales tax law that you're not allowed to list the sales tax?
Not as far as I know, but I mean, I've never looked into it.
I think it's more of like a capitalism thing where they're just like, they want you to subconsciously think it's a lower price than it is.
Right, yeah.
It's sort of why everything's like $79.99 instead of like $80.
Yeah.
Where like, I don't know, that's never really gotten me. Like, I've never, like, when I see something that's that price, I'm like, oh yeah, it's $80.
Right.
But it's a psychological trick. Oh, this part. I remember this part.
Yeah, we weren't able to do it.
Oh, is that gonna... That's gonna... Oh, okay. Okay, well, it's definitely over there. Wow, this dungeon is a lot easier now that you have this.
Yes.
My goodness.
Yes, it makes all the difference.
Yeah, they're really getting their... Okay, there must be a closer one somewhere. On the... No? Is that where... Okay.
I mean, I gotta do something.
Oh. What is that?
Can I go there?
I mean, you must be able to. Oh, there we go.
I can go here.
Perfect. The concrete is broken in that area.
Tis.
Speaking of concrete.
So
the Romans had concrete.
Oh, yeah.
The Romans had concrete. I mean, it was a different sort of formula, and apparently the concrete they had the concrete they had was much better able to withstand water.
Interesting.
Than our concrete.
Very
so
interesting.
when they used it for like harbors and things like that, it actually hardened. It got harder when in contact with seawater.
Huh.
So it was actually better than our concrete for that purpose, specifically. And then
interesting.
So there's sort of like this meme in like the history community, like, oh, concrete was forgotten how to be done, and then it was lost, but it was never really forgotten. It just kind of fell out of use.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, like the Roman Empire failed and everything, but there were like construction projects after that used it, just in smaller degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And
makes sense.
Yeah, and then like now we've kind of forgotten how to do it. but in a like it's not as useful sort of way to do it because we have much more efficient processes.
Yeah, definitely.
So it would actually be, I think, like a downgrade to go down to that. But the fact that they just had concrete, and they had, I mean, if they had some sort of industrial revolution, right? Just like it was theoretically possible that they could have had an industrial revolution. They had, well, I guess not really. I guess getting on a topic of history, like the Roman Empire was messed up.
Yeah, there was a lot wrong with it.
Yeah,
That's
it was
for sure.
It was not as uniform as a lot of people like to make it out to be. They were constantly fighting off civil wars and
and revolts from their subjects who didn't want to be under their rule.
Yeah,
absolutely. They were not well liked by their subjects.
And they sort of did this thing where they had defensive wars that were not really defensive. But they framed them as like, oh, well, we're under attack from this group of people. We need to go defend our territory by invading them.
Yeah.
Which is, standard Empire stuff. But
for sure.
It's also, yeah. There's a reason why they fell. They expanded too fast. And too quickly.
Where am I now?
They just kind of they suffered from success. Like DJ Khaled. Because yeah, basically when you create such a big system like that, you have to oversee it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
you
so
can't just hope that things go your way.
Yeah. Man, there's so many problems with the Roman Empire for sure.
Yep.
Because I mean, even after Julius Caesar took over, it was not all good for him. Because he was murdered.
I mean, yeah,
but, spoilers. But he was constantly. It was one of those things where with Julius Caesar. Oh my gosh.
That one didn't fall into the void.
With Julius Caesar, wherever he was, he could put out those problems, but he literally couldn't be everywhere.
Right.
Wherever he went, he solved the problem. And he did it fairly efficiently and effectively. But you can't be everywhere.
Right.
Yeah, it's sort of like the problem Napoleon had, where
bombs.
Napoleon.
Oh, I'm gonna need to blow things up. Okay.
When Napoleon is facing one army, he's good. When he's facing two armies, he's pretty good. But when you're facing all of Europe, you literally can't beat all of Europe.
Right.
So, yeah. Which is of course easy to tell in hindsight. Now, but,
right. Yeah.
It's
that's how that goes.
Man, for those who don't know, I wouldn't say that I don't know, because calling myself a history buff feels a little arrogant, I guess. I just watch a lot of documentaries, so there's got to be a way to get over there. Were we over there at one point?
No, in there I specifically haven't gone yet.
There's got to be a way to get over there.
Although, yeah, now that I'm here, I kind of have to backtrack. Whoops. Oh, no, there we go.
Oh, well, how about that? You got to watch out for that broken concrete. They just didn't make it like the Romans did. It's, yeah, I think it's so funny. That reminded me. I don't really watch movies anymore all that much, just because I'm so...
Arrows.
Oh, is this just arrows? That's just arrows. Oh, that's annoying.
I already had a full quiver, too.
That's annoying. Just all that hullabaloo for just arrows.
Right.
But, so I don't watch movies much anymore, right?
Yeah.
Just because I don't have a whole lot of free time. But, I love watching just, 4-hour retrospectives on video games I've never played. I'll fall asleep watching stuff like that, or documentaries about. I don't necessarily so much watch video game documentaries much anymore. I watch more history and science and stuff like that.
Yeah,
religion.
For sure.
I like to keep fairly informed, but I'm also sort of the kind of person where I only feel as useful as the things that I know.
Yeah.
But there's an endless number of things to know.
That's true.
I kind of feel like I'm like Tarzan from the Disney movie. Like, I want to know, can you show me song, basically. But I'm just like, but the thing is it's so enraging because I'm like, objectively, like, I'm a very educated person.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I feel so uneducated, which is the rough thing. So speaking of feeling uneducated, let's go ahead and call the episode here.
All right.
I'll continue my rant in the next episode. So this is Frakbox.
This is TruBluBlur.
Have a great day.
Keep on running fast.